You see, now I feel bad that I just woke you up again.
You didn't wake me up. Stop making this. Stop making me even feel more bad. Let me tell you something. Yeah? You always feel that you can always tell me, like, I need you to take a rest. Do you honestly feel that I don't want to rest? T, when was the last time I spoke with you? You deliberately didn't want to call me in order to give people chance to call me. What's that? That's heartbreaking. Like, you think I want to hear their voice before yours?
Okay, so you see, the thing is, I think every one of us who's a Christian, we know this. When you're talking to your pastor, you talk to him with this reverence. Do you understand? Your pastor, our pastors are seen as high spiritual authority. You don't talk to them anyhow. You get, I grew up in a Christian home. My dad is a pastor. You know, I see how people behave themselves around pastors. Like, daddy, sir. You know, people are cautious around their pastors. This phone call is just off. Even if he's your friend, I mean, when we see people who are friendly with their pastors, but that reverence is still there. That respect accorded your man of God is still there. For you to talk in this type of manner to your pastor. You have seen it with me, Auntie Dora Alpha. You guys know the current story that's trending, right? With Kayode Olanrewaju, the footballer, and his wife. The issue is really, really hot right now. And I made a previous video. I don't know how many of you saw it, but for you to be able to understand this particular one, you might have to go back to that one. Now, before we go any further, I know you guys know this, and you're like aching and itching to hear it. You will hear it. Calm down. Before we move any further, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share to your friends. Like the video if you're enjoying it. Do not forget to click the like button. Now, your favorite girl, Jessie Rogers, on the Kiwi Show is back with more news concerning this particular topic. I mean, Kayode came online and accused his wife of so many. Like, there was just a lot. Only one person stole your cars. Only one person is cheating on you and funding her pastor's life. Only one person harasses you or scratches your body and holds your shirt and all that. Only one person still gave you 3 children that are not your own. One person did all of this and even kidnapped her children on top. The accusations were plenty that I started thinking, and this woman is not saying anything. Could it just be that maybe this guy is being unfair? You know, we started seeing the possibilities of maybe this man is trying to just make this woman look bad. Now, let's refresh our memories. What were the things that Kayode accused this woman of publicly? He said she lied. I didn't even say that one. He said she lied about her age before marriage. Now, we're going to be looking at these accusations, right? And her response to it, because finally, you know, she had to make a comeback. She had an interview with Daddy Freeze, and she explained a lot of things to us because we've been itching to hear. Dora, they said you did this. Dora, they said you did that. Please tell us, Ma, did you do it? If you did it, say you did it. If you didn't did it, say you didn't did it. All right, I hope you've liked this video. Now, let's continue. Dora was asked about her age thingy, why she had to lie about her age to her husband. Now, it was just tricky. The whole answers were tricky. The interview just made her look some kind of way because it was almost as if she was telling half-truths. She wasn't telling the full story. Concerning this age matter, her response wasn't direct, all right? Her response wasn't straightforward. She was like, Kayode says I'm older than him with 7 years, but he has a 20-year-old child. That's not the answer to the question you were asked. I'm not understanding. She proceeded to tell us that he had a 20-year-old child. And then the interviewer asked her, so how old is the man? And she was like, oh, football age, 32. And now the interviewer is like, oh, that means he had the child when he was 12. Now I'm calculating. If he had the child when he was 12, that means when he got the person pregnant was when he was 11 years old. Because why? That's not what they asked you. Auntie Dora, did you lie about your age? Did you lie about when you were 7 years older than your husband? Did you really lie? And she's like, oh, Kayode said I lied, but he has a 20-year-old child. First of all, that's not the question. Secondly, it's not even a believable lie. Let's move on to the next. Being a fake lawyer. She was accused of being a fake lawyer. Now, it might interest you to know that before Kayode met his wife, he was already doing pretty well as a footballer. He was doing the whole under 17. At some point, he had to go separate ways with the people he had managing him at the time, right? And he met Ezini. She was a graduate of law, and he was like, you know what? Why don't you be at the helm of my affairs? Why don't you be my agent? Why don't you be my manager? Whatever it is. Now, she didn't have a license to do all of that. So it's been proven that as a result of meeting this man and becoming his agent, things had to be sped up, and she eventually got a license to practice whatever it was she was practicing. So So that relationship with Kayode put her at an advantage. He gave her that advantage. So she stepped a bit up in her career, in her professional life because of meeting this man. So Kayode was already doing well before he met the wife. But she starts to talk about, in this interview when she was being asked about being a fake lawyer, she started pointing out how, she helped this man grow, made him who he was, how she helped with his whole career as his agent. And it's just funny. If you're really that good, if you're such a professional, if you're so good at whatever it is you say you were doing, how come there's only one footballer you were managing? It was just your husband you were managing. Nobody really knows your skills, though. That's just the simple truth, because it's one person you were managing. In doing this, it was almost as if she's like discrediting this guy and all his efforts. You get, saying everything was because of her. All right, his success in life, his progress so far was because of her. She did the major work because she was an intelligent agent, a beautiful and intelligent agent. Now, if you saw that interview, if you heard her own part of the story, you would notice that there were just one or two loopholes. There were just holes in the story. It wasn't really adding up. Some of the things she tried to bring to our notice, it was not really adding up. At the end of the day, she didn't answer. Are you a fake lawyer? So it's almost as if she was avoiding answering most of these questions and just kept on trying to paint Kayode in a negative light. That's what this whole thing looked like. Now, she was also asked if she was really, sponsoring Pastor Tobi's life. Miss Dora was like, can she fund Pastor Tobi? You and I will agree that made sense, okay? That made sense, because the first time I heard it, it was not really, adding up when I heard it the first time, and I pointed that out in the first video. Pastor Tobi is doing well. Like, from what we know so far about him, he lives in the UK, right? He got Chioma a Hermes bag as a gift. That's quite expensive. Pastor Tobi is rich, okay? And he's been fending well for himself. And if the time Miss Kayode, former Miss Kayode, met him, if that time is accurate, which is not too long ago, if it's really accurate, that means this accusation is false. If Dora met Pastor Tobi before last year, Pastor Tobi has been doing well. He's been rich. He's been living his life. So coming out now to say that Dora is funding him, it's not jello at all. It's not entering. It's not making sense. So that part of the story, on her own end, she might just be right. She might just be saying maybe this guy is over exaggerating things. You get, that one is believable. Now I want us to see, I'm trying to make you guys see the believable truths, okay? Things that are actually making sense, that we can say, okay, this is it. And then the ones that are not really adding up, people say, I don't even need to tell you the one that is adding up, you will know. She was accused also of having an affair with Pastor Tobi Boyega. And this question was posed to her in the interview. And Ms. Dora said that that would be an insult on Pastor Tobi's person, all right? That's knowing his caliber of person, his reputation, because he's a pastor. Now, let me just even tell you people something, That a man is a pastor does not stop him from being a man. This is not the first time we're hearing stories of pastors sleeping with people's wives or having an affair with their member. It's not a new story. I'm not saying that's what happened with Miss Dora, but for you to say, because he's a pastor, a renowned pastor, a big pastor that is rich and everybody knows him, therefore he can't do that, is not true. All these things are not enough reason for him not to if he wants to. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So you can't say, it's because he's a pastor and he's of huge repute, that's why he can't do something like that. It's a lie. Sometimes men, that's not even what they're asking you. For those who can't control themselves, for those who are not disciplined, nobody letting them ask you. They will do whatever it is they want to do and clean up. Life goes on. They mount the pulpits the next day. Rababa. And anointing will happen. Anointing will happen because the gift of God is without repentance. I tell you the truth. I tell you the gospel truth. So she was saying on the interview that, Pastor Tobi is a man of good. That's an insult to him. How would you say something like that? Let's not even go there. She didn't even want to delve into the issue. She kind of got emotionally triggered at that point. Her voice went to a higher octave, just one bit higher. But that was it. She didn't really give us details on that fact. Now, another accusation that was leveled against her by the husband was that she kidnapped her own kids, although she was not asked that question in the interview. They didn't ask her that question. So it's tricky because the husband said she kidnapped her kids, while she said that the husband was the one that detained her and her kids in DSS. Please, my own problem now is, my own worry that is the children. Please, those children, I just hope they are fine, because I don't even understand what their father and their mother is doing. I'm bringing it to the internet. I just hope they are safe and they are sound wherever they are, because she didn't exactly she didn't answer that question because it wasn't asked her. That question wasn't posed to her in her interview. So we don't know anything about that. We haven't clarified whether she really did that or whether he was the one who detained them. Skip. Now to the next one. She was Kayode said she threatened his life with DSS and law enforcement bodies. Now, we haven't heard our own side of the story yet, because in that interview, that question wasn't asked. We would really like to know, really, because it's crazy. She's not just threatening his life, she's threatening his life with DSS, law bodies, big men in like big, the high of the highs and the law enforcement agencies in Nigeria. If she can pull this kind of strength, this woman is a powerful woman. You understand? So we would really like to hear her own point. Would really like to know her own side. We're still waiting. Let's see if more information is going to come out on this. Now, we've looked at the things that she has been accused of, right? And the way she answered them and the ones she didn't answer. I'm just trying to refresh our memories. Now, it's also interesting to know that she said some things about her husband as well, which a lot of Nigerians are not comfortable with. Why are they uncomfortable? We shall see. Let's look at the first thing she said. She said Kayode is a cheat. A horrible one. Yoruba men have been accused of this for the longest time now. It's almost as if they are known for that. When you hear Yoruba man, you hear cheats. I'm not trying to be stereotypical here, but I mean, look at this whole situation, right? So Dora is of the opinion that, she's of the opinion. She revealed that Kayode is a cheat. She talked about the young girl that used to stay with her, something like that. She lived in the same house with them, and that the girl looked up to her. The girl admired her. So I think she saw the girl as somebody she can protect, sister thingy. So she said that Kayode was enticing the girl, that initially she didn't want to give him because of her respect and her love for Dora, but eventually she gave him because of the pressure that Kayode was putting on her. Enticing her with money, gifts, and stuff like that. Now, she explained how her husband would go for a run in the morning. He brought the ex into the matrimonial home, and she was putting on her things. And when she was not around, she was not there, Kayode brought the woman in, and the woman was just having the time of her life with Dora's properties. I'm not gonna lie, if that happened, it can be really hurting and devastating. I'm not even going to deny that is bad. Uncle Kayode, if you did that is very bad of you. Because you guys think about it doesn't make any sense. Why are you cheating? No, why? Why can't you be disciplined? Why can't you stay with one person? I heard some men say, SEX is SEX. So you guessing it anyway. It doesn't really. If that is the case, if truly SEX is SEX, why can't you just do it with one person? Stay with one person. It really cannot be that hard. Is it? Is it now? It can't really. And I'm looking at a woman who has been with you for like these guys are almost 20 years or more. Why can't you just keep yourself together? Anyways, that's that for the cheating part. That's what she said he did. We have not really heard from Kayode's part, so we can't draw conclusions yet. Now, she also mentioned in that interview, she stated the fact that Kayode did all these things, this whole cheating something. Like, I think the reason why it hurt her so much was because of how much she had invested in the young man. She said at some point when his career was facing a little turbulence, she had to sell her landed properties. She even sold her phone, sold her iPad, just so she could invest the money into Kayode. You get. So when the interviewer asked her, I was like, what? You sold your house? That was what the interviewer, she said landed property, but the interviewer said, you sold your house? Mm-hmm. All right. When she was asked that question, she was like, she did it because of love. Chai. But see, it's very possible. It's very possible. I know women, when they really love somebody, they can do and undo. So if she said she sold, we don't know yet, child, because we have not heard from Kayode. But you see that thing she said about selling her things for love. It's very possible. It's very, very possible. Now, I want us to look at the situation, right? She said this man was cheating while all these things happened. She also revealed to us how she had to stay with his mom with her first pregnancy. Okay, so she lived with him. She experienced some level of segregation from her husband's family because she was Igbo. That part of her story, I'm not gonna lie, I believe it, because this thing, we like to pretend like it's not there, but it's still there. This whole tribalism thingy, it's still thriving in Nigeria, and I don't even know why it is, because every day I see Yorubas marrying Igbo. Every day I see different tribes getting married to each other. So why does that stereotype still exist? Why does that strong feeling of tribalism, why does it still exist? Why? So she complained that the husband's family were not really fair to her. the period she was staying with them in Ibadan with her pregnancy. They always refer to her as Omo Igbo. I that part is actually believable. I'm not even gonna lie. It's very, very believable. But even still, everybody goes through their rough patch in life, and they've had difficult situations. Even the ones that are not even a different tribe. Women get married into families sometimes. Igbo. I'm telling you now, this is Igbo marrying Igbo. Yet the husband's family will show the wife shege. It's almost like a norm already. So you're not the first person to go through that kind of shit. Is that why? The question I'm asking now is that why? Could she have really done all these things to this man because of the pain she passed through and then plus his cheating? Could that be the reason why she decided, I'm going to deal with this man? I mean, it's a possibility. That possibility is there. She must have been like, so after everything I've been through with this guy, after everything I've done, sometimes when you feel, I'll tell you one thing about women, right? People may not really see what it is you have done, you get. But you as a person, you'll be feeling like, you've done so much, you've put in so much. But the results may be there, but the result is not so massive like that. But you feel like you've given up so much. And a lot of women lie to themselves a lot. A lot of women are delusional as hell. They might just do one thing for you, but in their head, they've done a very powerful, mighty thing for you that you're supposed to kneel down on the ground and worship them for doing it. But men, if reverse were the case, men would do these things 7 times and not even flinch. That, I'm not gonna lie, that's a major problem with our women, generally. You get. Looking at this as in this case, let's say true, Kayode did all these things to her. Let's say true, she passed through all these things. She's doing well for herself as being the man's manager, okay? She's making money. She has a lovely, beautiful family. You need to see her kids. Her boys are fine as fire. Like, what? These kids are beautiful. I feel if you're no longer interested in a marriage, this marriage is now choking you. This marriage is hurting you. This marriage is killing you, is draining you, is exhausting you, and you feel like you need a new man in your life, or you just want, why don't you just leave the marriage? Leave. Nobody will kill you. It's not like the days of our father when they say, hell, shame on you, left your husband's house, so shame on you. It's not like that anymore. People have opened their eyes. People are claiming woke. Since we are now woke now, do the woke things. You're not comfortable in the marriage. You don't love this person anymore, and he's not even helping matters. Leave. Just leave. Staying back and deciding to show him pepper, I don't advise that, because at the end of the day, you are doing yourself. Because if at the end of the day, you did all these things to this man and he's the father of your children, unless maybe he's not the father of your children, then you don't mind. But if this man is really the father of your children and you once loved him, this level of wickedness, you won't show such level of heartlessness on him. Let's say I get married and I have 2 kids from my husband, and my husband becomes a devil. I am not going to hurt my children's father. No, I won't. Especially when he hasn't denied them. When he has not denied them, because if you deny them, anyways, I'll not still do anything. Now back to what I was saying. So if you really know that this person, this is your children's father, you're not supposed to like hurt him, because what kind of situation do you want to put those children in the future? Just think about it. I don't know, you guys should just follow me with this thing. Follow me. She even claimed that he's mentally unstable, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, it's really crazy. It's been a very crazy back and forth between these 2 married persons. Now, I'm going to ask these questions. I already asked this first one, right? I already asked him being a promiscuous man and all the things he has done to her cheating wise. Let's say he actually did all those things. Is it enough reason for you to sell or try to siphon your husband's properties and put it in your name? Is it enough reason for you to cheat on him? Because I've not even mentioned the fact that this Kayode man said he did a DNA test on 3 of his boys and none are his. They are still waiting for that news to be debunked with proper evidence and documents. As he has said it, he said he's going to release the DNA test result. Baba, release the DNA test result. Let us see. Then, Auntie Dora, you counter it with your own DNA result, maybe. I don't know. But you people should even go to paternity court self. Let's see if they can handle it better. Because at this point, we won't even know who's saying the truth about those children's, paternity. Now, is it enough reason? This whole thing she claimed the husband has done to her and the family, is it enough reason to want to destroy the man's life? Now, at some point, she said that Kayode told her that the mother is a witch. His mom, that's his own mom, is a witch. And that she buried her children's destiny. That is including himself and the brother. Could he have really said such a thing to his wife? If he did, that's horrible. You're not supposed to paint your family that way to your spouse. Both for the man and both for the woman. It goes both ways. You don't present your family in a bad light to your partner. There will never be respect, ever, not even the slightest. So could he have really said such to his wife? Or is it the other way around? Now, the big question in all this bizarre madness, since this is a married couple's wahala, I feel there are better ways this situation could have been handled. I feel like it could have been handled in private, even if people want to divorce. Bringing this kind of matter to social media. Kayode that instigated this. I think he started this. Maybe the reason why was because he was now scared for his life. So maybe he's now calling, trying to reach out to everyone. Because no, they're about to kill me. Oh, I guess that's why he brought this. Because if that's not really the case, if he is not over exaggerating, this is family matter that can be solved behind closed doors. Everybody doesn't need to know what's happening in your family. That's my own humble opinion. You don't always have to wash your dirty linen outside. There are elders in the family that can call you people. If people want to separate, okay, no problem. If it can be fixed, actual way, they fix it. Alright? Look for a way and fix it. She was even talking down on her husband's efforts, even the way they had to focus on his literacy in the interview. She was of the opinion that, Kayode couldn't even do anything without her. When it comes to the contract signing and some of this, documents thingy, he had to depend on her. She spoke about that. So she talked about how the man's illiteracy made him dependent on her. All those information, necessary? Is it necessary? Whenever a man and a woman are having issues, me, like I said, I am of the humble opinion you people sort your mess out. The moment you start involving, just imagine your marriage, they are public influencers and using it to trend. I'm like, come online. And yes, even though I know what you're saying, even though. But I mean, just think about it now. Is it not a bit embarrassing? For me, it's embarrassing. So, more gists, I believe, will still come out on this matter, concerning this matter, because Kayode has not spoken. Anyways, I don't even know if he's going to speak or not, but that notwithstanding, if the wife did the things she did, she actually did the things she has been accused of, and her reason is because her husband is a cheat, he's an infidel, and despite everything I've done, this is what he does pay me back. Paying bad with bad doesn't make any sense. Two wrongs don't make a right. All right. So I would say she is wrong if she did any of these things, if she really did it. Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen that interview. You guys have heard her. And I know all of you have a lot of thoughts and opinions already. You are like, oh, she's lying. She might have told one or two truths as well. So let's just keep our minds open. All right. Anyways, I have humbly offered my 2 cents. I would like to be coming to the end of this show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, click the like button. Click that like button, subscribe, and don't forget to share to your friends. I am your humble sweetheart, Jessica Rogers, and until next time, with more gist and more interesting stories, this is bye-bye.